Y'all know how I do. No time to waste. Hop right into it. We got Bernie Sanders and Thomas Sowell. Let's get it.
I'm hoping to use this conversation to apply the lessons of wealth, poverty, and politics to the current American scene, and have you tell me what to think about certain statements and certain, well, you'll get the idea. Here's a quotation from Bernie Sanders, the Vermont senator who nearly won the Democratic presidential nomination. Quote, quoting Bernie Sanders, while...
Shout out to Bernie, man. Bernie got ideas. And Bernie, the funny thing, all in faces, y'all. The funny thing about Bernie is Bernie wants the same thing Trump wants. Trump supporters, if they listen to Bernie, they would see they talking the same jargon for real. They is draining the swamp, all kind of stuff like that, getting people out, like dealing with corruption and government, all kind of stuff like that. Anyway, let's hop.
There are some great corporations.
Hey.
I have to call you in order for us to talk now?
No. I was doing some videos. It's Mama Bear, y'all. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Hey. Yeah, I'm alright. Hop in the video. What you up to?
I'm driving.
Okay. Well, we could drive and talk at the same time. Where you going?
Pick up my mom.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right, I'm gonna hop right in. My bad. We hop right back in. Mama Bear on the line though, so whenever I need Mama Bear, I'm gonna call on Mama Bear.
I don't know if I can help you, but okay.
Yeah, you can try.
This is the question of causation versus blame. While there are some great corporations trying to do the right thing, in my view, and I say this very seriously, the greed of the billionaire class, the greed, this is not supposed to be funny. I say this very seriously. The greed of the billionaire class, the greed of Wall Street is destroying.
That's the thing I like I don't like about Thomas Sowell, his big four-headed bass mouth bitch. This is the thing I'm talking about. Why do these dudes, right? Why do these dudes laugh at shit like corporate corruption as if the shit don't exist? Like how you don't think it exists? Of course it exists. He said corporate corruption. Of course it does. Corporate corruption is part of the problem in America. I'm not saying there ain't moochers off the government, but I can't stand like when people are too far right and too far left. Because it's like there's no in between with these motherfuckers. They like, okay, I gotta be this way and this way only. Like, to be real, I respect Thomas Sowell because he a black man. But at the same time, like, hell, I respect the white interviewer more than him because at least the white interviewer is making him answer the question and he's giving him his answers. Stupid.
Destroying the lives of millions of Americans, close quote. What do we make of that?
It's astonishing, but I think even more astonishing is how many people voted for Bernie Sanders at a time where in socialist Venezuela, people are starving. They're breaking into stores and they're desperate.
Listen, y'all. We are America, right? We are America. We got America. We got the European Unions. We got, I would even count Canada in this, right? I would count all the major countries that have enough money to fund things for their nation, right? Enough money to fund the military, enough money to fund the police force, enough money to fund prisons, enough money to fund everything that could protect their nation, right? And infrastructure, education, all that shit like that. I'm going to go back and make sure I'm not tripping about what he said. Because he goes straight to Venezuela. Never mind. No, I'm not going to end that with never mind. Bernie is talking about first world nations having the ability to be able to take care of all their citizens. That's what he's talking about. And socialism is able to be enacted in places where there's more money that's available. For sure. Capitalism creates socialism. But when capitalism comes in, capitalism needs to be turned into socialism to make it more effective. What I mean, unions, infrastructure, all kind of things like that. All societies have an element of socialism and capitalism in them. I don't know what this dude be talking about. It's like he just wants capitalism. You don't just want capitalism. You don't just want a free market economy. You want some control over the free market economy. You don't want people to just be able to dictate everything that's going on, man. Listen. I would debate and destroy Thomas Sowell. All y'all in the comment section can get me on that. I don't give a fuck, man.
desperation to get some food. They're crossing the borders into other countries to stave off starvation. In a country that has one of the world's largest supplies of oil, that they've managed to do that in that country. And people are so utterly insulated from facts that the fact that Bernie Sanders paints a very beautiful picture is all that matters.
All right.
No, you dumbass. It's the fact that somebody who bought a house somebody my age right now, 31, trying to buy a house. The same house that they could buy years ago was about maybe 100 grand to 50 grand, 50 grand to 100 grand. That same exact house is $300,000 today. So that's why people are looking at, hey man, we need something different. And obviously capitalism ain't working because the prices just keep going up. It's not helping anything, man. And people are able to dictate out these prices to everybody. We need a different system in order to be more effective. It's not that he's painting a beautiful picture. It's that, no, I'll give you that. It is kind of that he's painting a beautiful picture. But he's painting a picture that people want because of the life that they live in right now, guys. I don't give a fuck who watching this. There are poor people in my comment section that literally argue for billionaires. You're stupid. Like, you're just straight stupid. I'm just straight calling you what it is. Like, you're going to jump in the comments and argue for a billionaire. And, bro, it's stupid.
One of the themes in wealth, poverty, and politics, isolation. You've already spoken a little bit about geography. Isolation. You do this a dozen different times. You take different aspects of reality, economic reality, and explain how they affect economic development. So but of course we only have time for a few, but here, isolation. Quote, isolation is a recurring factor in poverty and backwardness around the world, close quote. And you note that people who live in mountains, Afghanistan, Appalachia, you couldn't ask for more separated mountain communities, and yet you see much the same kind of backwardness. Isolation per se leading to backwardness. Explain that.
Well, I don't so much explain it as I simply give enormous numbers of examples of it. The mountain people being one, people who are living in isolated islands like the Canary Islands. Back in the 15th century when the Spaniards conquered the Canary Islands, they found the people there living as people had lived in the Stone Ages. In Australia, very similar things. When the British arrived there in the late 18th century, they found the Australian Aborigines living again as people had lived elsewhere in the Stone Ages. Right. You find wherever there are enclaves of groups that are isolated from what other groups are doing. You find the same thing: socially isolated, politically isolated, for whatever reason. What it suggests to me is that an individual really can do very little without a great number of other things, including what he learns from other human beings. And if you have some group of 3,000 or 2,000 living in some mountain village, whether in Italy or Kashmir, wherever, you're not going to find them keeping abreast of people who are living in port cities and in touch with the whole rest of the human race.
I want you to understand something, right? No, because what he's saying is funny, right? But it's tricky. It's real tricky, right? This is how like a lot of the right wings be tricky, right? He's saying that other civilizations came in and basically socialized people to be better. That's what he's saying. He's saying that when the British came or when the Spaniards came, they came over in these islands, and he doesn't tell you about how they massacred half of the people there. For example, if you learn about the Haitians and the revolution of the Haitians, and you learn prior to what happened to the Haitians, the people didn't come over there as friendly people. They came over as conquerors, and they slaughtered everybody in those regions. He don't want to talk about that part, but that's neither here nor there. They come over in these regions, right, and they socialize these groups, right? So how did they become socialized? Just think about it. How did they become socialized? How for a period of time was Africa the most dominant nation, then became the least dominant nation? This all ties in together with what he's talking about. He's saying that another group of people comes over and socializes that group of people. That's what he's talking about with port cities. Egypt was a port city, for example. The ports have different groups of people that come over, right? So all these different groups of people come over and they socialize the people, right? But who socialized the people that socialize the people? Human beings have a natural instinct to be socialized as long as they're in an environment that they want to be in, when they want to create more. That's what it comes down to, is predicated down to. So, I mean, it's his opinion, but I'm giving mine. Like, how never mind. If I didn't just drop a gem on you, you stupid. Like, think about it. Who socialized the people that socialized the people? That is a white supremacist talking point. I don't care what nobody say. Like, back in the day, they used to say that white people were the things that socialized black people. Like, no, it wasn't that. Black people were socialized before white people, but they learned it through their own knowledge and understanding of the world. Like, oh, man. I'm going to finish this off, and I'm going to get out this, because Thomas Sowell, man.
Okay, so trade is important?
Yes.
All right. Here's another, I offer you another luminary from the present day, Donald Trump.
Oh my God, here we go. Here go this orange demon. I'm just playing. No, I am not playing. He an orange demon. You know what? I got a video coming up later. I'm gonna react to Carney again, and I just want to say it in the video. Like, they not giving you their country, bro. You orange demon. Carney told him right to his face. He said, "It's not for sale." It's not for sale, bro. And then Trump tried to, oh, we don't need their stuff. We don't need their stuff. Wherever Trump go, we're gonna go back to buying it. So,
To build the wall, we're going to stop illegal immigration. It's going to end. Close quote. Now, a couple issues are tangled up there. One is building the wall. Mm-hmm. Is that in and of itself something of which we should be suspicious, that he wants to wall off the United States from the kind of, that he wants us to become more isolated? He wants to limit...
No.
Okay.
No.
Or is that unfair to Donald Trump?
dang, listen to his question he just asked. He said Donald Trump wants to build a wall to isolate us from the rest of the world. Didn't his point earlier just say that isolation is dangerous? Which I agree with to a degree. But didn't his point later just say isolation makes us lesser evolved? Like he pointed at the Appalachian people in I think either Tennessee or Kentucky, around those areas. The Appalachian people in those areas, right? They're not evolving because they're not in contact with major cities and things like that. So what is it going to do to us if we isolate our continent from everybody else? Dude just made it. That's a good question. Oh man.
I haven't given a lot of thought about being fair to Donald Trump.
Of course he ain't giving a lot of thought about it. I'm done with this video, bro. I'm done with this video. Y'all think he's intelligent because you know nothing. If you knew something, you would understand. Like this guy, man. He's an intellectual. I'm not gonna take that away from him. He's studying it, but he's studying it to talk to white people's talking points. That's why a bunch of white people jump in the comment section to defend him against me, because they like his talking points. They like what he has to say. Y'all are too racist to actually look at the whole concepts and be like, look, this is what happened, and let's look past it and let's be better. Y'all want black people to use the same talking points that y'all want to use to try to dismantle white people. Well, there's people like dismantle black people. So people like me come around to debunk that shit. I love Thomas Sowell because he's black. But, anyway. Peace. Shh. Wait, hold on. First of all, and anybody who got a problem with what I just said, come live on Saturday. I figured out how to do it. Come live and debate me. $20. How much, Mama Bear? 20 or 30? $30 a pop. $30 a pop for a debate. And we on it.